Hello and welcome back to the Weird and Proud podcast. It's Sam and
James. I just
Jess.
literally choked on my
Yeah, he
tea,
did.
so I
We
can't
had to
even. James.
restart.
There we go.
There
Wow.
you,
Wow.
James. James actually does have a great voice, by the way.
What?
A
You've
great
never
singing
admitted
voice.
that before. I know I
Uh-huh.
do. I know I do, but you've never admitted it.
I know I do. You actually do have a very you wanna
Talk singer.
be
Oh, yeah.
a part of it.
Like
It's
my
kind of gorgeous.
one of my dream jobs in life would just be a 6-day a week
Cruise ship
noon
singer.
cruise ship singer, or Tuesday. Vegas. Like
Mm.
Tuesday is at noon.
Yeah.
In all the lounges, right?
Yeah,
like
lounge singer.
just
That's what you
lounge
are.
singer. Yeah,
Gorgeous.
total dream job.
We have done a couple killer duets at karaoke. I think if you've been following on IG, I post some videos of when we've killed it at karaoke. We bring the house down. Aladdin, when we sang Aladdin, A Whole New World.
Oh yeah, absolutely. If
Killed.
people aren't singing and there's karaoke that needs to be sung,
we'll go
step
forever.
up. Like, you better get in there.
We will never stop.
Otherwise, I'm
We're
keeping the mic.
Yeah. Oh,
even when
God.
the karaoke guy wants to sing a song by himself and I like the song,
yeah,
I'm
gonna
coming
join
up.
in.
Yep.
I'm gonna join
I'm
in.
gonna take one of your extra mics. It's gonna happen.
Hi everyone. Sorry about that. Just had to be sad.
Voice difficulties.
Hope everyone's having a great week, as great as possible with the world, the state of the world. I think we're all a little hanging on, but we're hanging on and we're surviving, and we've got a great show for you.
I've got a major complaint about the world right now.
What?
I'm having difficulty finding sriracha in the grocery store, and it's starting to irritate. A major announcement. I know.
I think
horrible.
I did actually see something about that, about how there's a sriracha
Yeah,
shortage.
I've heard that there might have been. Didn't believe it. Now feeling the effects. Should have went and stocked up on the. And I don't want some knockoff sriracha, even the one that's
you need real
made in
sriracha.
1939. Like, there's other srirachas out there.
1939.
No, yeah, there's one that was made in they're advertising it.
Yeah.
But if it's not the sriracha with the green top and the rooster on it, I want nothing to do with that. Anything
no, it's
else.
true, James. It's the same as ranch, Hidden Valley, always and forever. Anything else is not. Ain't it?
Not finding sriracha the last 3 times I've been at the store.
Hurtful.
And what am I going to put in my cottage cheese?
Ew. We have so many hot sauces, by the way. It's like a problem. I know, we just talked about that.
Don't offend me by putting a knockoff hot sauce in my cottage cheese. There's a time and a place for Frank's Red Hot for everything else.
Yeah.
Like, Frank's Red Hot can be great in so many ways, but sriracha is that specific thing that you need for certain things.
I feel you, James. Listen.
And if we're going to make cauliflower rice Asian bowls again, how am I going to make the sweet and spicy sauce with the sriracha?
Real problems.
The world is falling apart.
Anyways, guys, we just had a little tangent. We're just a little delusional today.
Yeah, I didn't tell you that was coming.
Yeah, James has a lot to say today. You have your specific moods where you're either in it to win it, go speed.
The sriracha thing got me going.
Yeah. No, you're fired up today.
I'm a little spicy about it.
You're literally. But we have a great show for you for the millionth time. Sorry for all the tangents. But a great show, including we've got some weird stories, some spooky, just coincidences of things we were just talking about that are now in the news. We have some science that I'm going to stump James on, some science facts. A real weird watch this week. I haven't found a real weird watch for you, but I have a watch for you that everyone needs to know about. And then we also have some really, really good secrets. I mean, they're always good, but we have some really good ones this week.
You told me this week is particularly good.
It's just I love your secrets. You guys do such an amazing job. We're it's so fun to have that. Have you guys as part of the show.
Oh my God, it's my favorite. It's hands down. It honestly is my favorite.
It just
part.
makes us smile. So thank you. Keep sending them in, and we love to when we randomly throw out certain questions, and there are people that come through with it, like the Scientology. We have some good ones today. Anyways, you will hear about them shortly. But first, first, James, we got some weird
What do you
things
got?
in the news to talk
Oh,
about.
beautiful.
All right. First, let's do your science corner.
Yay.
Okay. And I asked James how much he knows about frogs. How would you say your frog knowledge is?
I told you I could milk a female frog for their eggs if you're doing like experiments on frogs. I learned that skill in college.
You can milk a frog for their eggs.
So like if a female frog is pregnant and you want them to push their eggs out
when they're alive
you
or when
rub
they're
their
dead?
belly when they're alive, like in a
Okay,
good way.
okay.
It doesn't hurt the frog at all.
Got it. Okay.
You rub their you rub a certain spot on their belly and they actually release their eggs. Little biology stuff.
When did you learn to do
In
that?
like freshman year in college. And
Why? For what?
biology lab.
For why?
We made tadpoles.
The eggs don't come out on themselves, like you're forcing them.
They will, but you can help
move it along.
Yeah, without harming the frog at all.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Huh. Little things.
You asked what I knew about frogs.
It's hard to like find something to learn new about you. And that
Did
is something
I get
that
one?
I did not know.
Boom.
Like there are a lot of things like at this point in our lives, there's so much I know about you, but that
biology lab is wild. Loved bio labs, all of them.
Oh my God. Okay, well this caught my eye. The title of this article is Female Frogs Fake Their Deaths to Avoid Having Sex. And this article too, of course, this is a New York Post article. It goes, no joke, they croak.
That's well written.
Right?
That's
that's pretty good. So a new study has found that these female frogs, it doesn't say if it's like a specific type of frog in general. I think it's just frogs. Like there's not a specific type of frog. But it says that experts believed that that there is like that actually the frogs can be like really aggressive towards each other.
Yes.
Males can be extremely aggressive, which I feel like that's like with a lot of animals. Like there are like the males can be assholes.
True.
And it's it's just like wild to like like not that like I want to think about like animals having sex, but like it's just like some of like the ways that animals like ducks. Have you ever like heard about how ducks have sex?
No, I don't know if I know that one.
Duck wieners have like a corkscrew wiener. And it literally is like torture for the female duck to have sex with a male.
I think maybe I did hear this one time.
Yeah, and now that like I'm like saying it out loud, I'm like, I hope that like that was like a legit source. Like like there are some things I'm like I don't know if that actually.
Yeah, I'd check that source a little bit.
No, I'm pretty sure. You guys comment below, comment and let me know if there are any frog experts out there. Duck experts out there. Or frog experts. But anyways, so so sometimes if like a female doesn't want to do it, they can like males will like make them like literally like males are like male
frogs, little rapey vibe.
Yeah, literally. And they can actually like sometimes kill the female during. So, but new research from the Natural History Museum of Berlin, female frogs do have tactics for escaping. It was published literally this Wednesday that 33% of female frogs, have played dead, or what they call tonic immobility, to escape having sex with a male frog.
Did it say why? I have a theory, but
so it's typically a survival tactic to avoid predation
so
in the animal kingdom.
Yep.
But has only been previously reported in other amphibians. But it says that the smaller she frogs will normally do this more often, just because like there is an increased stress, or like they might like literally like die during it.
It's a survival tactic.
So yeah, so it's survival.
I thought there are I think there's reptiles that do this as well, where they won't want to mate with the male because of some genetic inferiority.
I was wondering that too.
That was my
yeah,
thought.
Because that is too where the female's always looking for the best.
But the survival
genes.
side, yeah.
But it does look like it's more of like a survival thing. Yeah, it's more of like trying to escape and like not getting hurt. But like, how funny is that? Like, it's kind of like what human females do too. Like, oh, my
I'm
headache.
tired.
Yeah. Play that.
Same thing.
Yeah,
It's the
literally.
reptilian brain.
Oh, I'm passed out. No, so tired. So I thought that was funny, and James didn't know that. Well, I guess you didn't know that about frogs
No, I didn't
specifically.
know that. I did not know. Well, it's a brand new study.
Well,
How was I supposed to know
yes,
that one?
true. Well, maybe you
And
just.
great source they use too.
So I was gonna
Natural
say, like,
History
even though it
Museum
is
of
New York
Berlin.
Post, they
No,
did
that's
find
a
like an actual, like, this
that's a legit
is
source.
a real thing, but just hilarious. So next time, just play dead and just do it like the frogs do. Now, this was also another article that I saw, and I was like, holy shit, we were just talking about this. So there is a supposed, and I actually know these guys. If you are on YouTube a lot, there are these guys, there's called Exploring with Josh, and they're like YouTube/ghost hunter guys. Like, a lot of their content is going to haunted houses, trying to, get evidence of ghosts. And this was published this week that apparently the lead guy, Josh, I didn't know too that they were Canadian. They claim that they are cursed after visiting the most haunted doll in the world, Robert.
They think Robert's the most haunted doll in the
That's what
world.
they
Oh
claim. That it's the
wow.
most haunted doll in the world. So apparently,
Do you want
like,
to
these
remind
guys.
the people who Robert was?
Yes. Oh, yeah. We had talked about this a couple weeks ago, but when we were talking about Annabelle too, because I'm sure she's probably up there. It's probably the Warrens would probably argue that Annabelle is more haunted. But when James and I went to Key West, there was this old fort, and this also too does explain about the Key West connection. I can't remember if we had looked that up, but they have this doll called Robert the Doll, and this doll is supposedly, well, obviously supposedly the most haunted doll in the world. And like, if you know supposedly if you touch it, if you move it, if you are alone with it for too long or stare at it for too long, you can become cursed by it. And like, really bad things have happened to a lot of people who have like been around this doll. So it's like basically locked up like in this old fort in
Yep.
Key West. And we were just talking about this because of Annabelle. And these guys recently went there, and they said what a, and these guys are also like, if you watch them or like know their YouTube videos, like, they're like in their, like, must be like 20, if I had to guess, like in their 20s, like 20, 22, something like that. And they just do a lot of like, it's like, they're kind of like egg on the ghost. They, you know,
Well, that's just stupid.
yeah, they performed a blood ritual sacrifice to Robert the doll. So like, they're kind of like asking for it. Like, they do a lot of shit that's like, even these were the guys who had visited the Warrens Museum too.
Oh, okay.
I watched their video, and they were like, you're not, they had another couple dolls that it's like, you're not supposed to look at it in the eyes for like more than 5 seconds. And they all were just like staring, and you're not supposed to take pictures of it, and they're taking pictures of it. So like, they're kind of asking for it a little bit when they're doing things they're not supposed to do. But they said that so I don't know why they had to do a blood sacrifice to this doll, but the doll is rumored, to curse people that film or video the doll without permission. So they filmed doing this blood ritual in front of Robert, which you're not supposed to do. They said they didn't pick him up. They stayed in the case, but they like unveiled him. Like, they apparently like had taken the case off, or they just, he was out in the room when they were videoing,
Oh,
and like
really?
visible in the room. And they said they got some voices. They had recorded the whole thing, and even on the recording they got some weird voices. Equipment was just randomly going off that was fully charged. And apparently they have like a spirit box, if like you know what that is. It's like, it tries and like picks up radio frequencies, and it says that they got they got a line that said that the doll wants them to stay with them. And apparently there was like this hour-long video that they were doing, and apparently they were like, the pair was like doing a blood offering to Robert, and they said once they were doing the blood ritual, they all felt like they were caught on fire. They all got insanely hot to the point where they had to like take off their clothes. They were sweating, and they ended up throwing up. One of the guys, the main guy, Josh, was considering going to the hospital. He was laying down, pouring water on himself. He had to leave the property, and he like was having trouble breathing, and they were all like getting really, really sick. And he's claimed that since shooting the clip, he has suffered numerous like episodes of bad luck. He said he's like on the way home, his flight was canceled, lost his luggage, and he had to go to the hospital for inflammation, and he has like pain in his eye. And he says that he like apparently to undo the curse, you have to go back to Robert and like apologize. And like so he's like planning his flight to like go back to Key West
to apologize to Robert,
to the doll.
Wow.
Because he can't take it anymore, and like try and do a cleanse like with a priest.
Oh wow.
Isn't that crazy?
That's nuts.
And this was, I did, they do have like a little more info on the doll. I think we had talked about it again before, but it's at the East Martello Museum in Key West. And this doll is from 1904. And it was given to a family, a son by a family that lived in Key West. And they, like, apparently the son died in a weird way. There's like a bunch of rumors on how the son died. And yeah, like apparently it's caused car accidents, broken bones, divorce. Because a lot of people will report after visiting Robert the doll in the museum, like things that happened. Do you remember like that was part of the trip too?
I actually loved that whole museum. That was it wasn't that small. It wasn't just Robert.
No,
that was a cool area.
Fort. Yeah, it was really cool. If you ever go to Key West, that was really fun. Especially it was like a little
Key
bit of
West
a rainy
in
day.
general was awesome.
Yeah, we're obsessed. We gotta go back. But anyways, so that's the story of Robert the doll. Especially with spooky season upon us, and it was just funny that we were just talking about it.
Yep,
it's like meant to be. Anyways,
good story. That was good.
Right?
Yeah, I like the Robert the doll stuff.
I know, and I hope this ding dong figures it out. That's what you get. You got to follow the rules. You got to listen to these people. Like even you who like doesn't really like 100% fully believe.
I still follow the rules.
You still felt like you weren't out there like taking photos and like trying to egg it on and be like, "Oh, if Robert's real," like
no.
You're still like respectful of the
yeah.
dead, right? Exactly. Respect. Show some respect. All right, now excuse me. The weird watch of the week.
Oh, this one.
So I was talking about this again.
This is one of the weirdest watches of the week. This is hands down one of the weirdest ones you found.
Okay. So a lot of people have been telling me that I need to watch this show. And I'm like, whatever. It sounds like a stupid, another stupid dating show. I didn't really like understand the lengths that the show goes to, literally. But on HBO Max, and apparently this is also a British show that's been going on for years, like since like 2016 or like 2014.
Oh, it's been on that long? Oh, I thought this thing was like brand spanking.
No, it is like a staple in British television.
Wow.
And it just got uploaded though to HBO Max, and it's called Naked Attraction. If you have HBO Max and your children aren't around, or like
no children. Unless you're ready for them to grow up real fast and you want to do that.
Well,
it can be okay in Europe. They treat it differently.
Right? Like Europe is just like so different. And it is like, it's not like it's totally sexual. It's not like they're like having, anyways, not like they have like boners.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, it's just the human body. And that's like what kind of the point of this show is. So the show itself is a dating show, and there's either a male or a female, and who are like trying to find a match. And there, are people of all different sexual preferences. There are people who are straight, gay, bisexual who are on there. That's all that I've seen so far, but like I haven't like watched a ton of episodes, but they, are very open on this show. And so, for example, like a female is going to be like, okay, I'm looking for a male. The first part of the show is that they have 6 men, and they're completely naked, these men. And then what they do is it's like they're standing behind these boxes of these like screens that basically go up and down in front of them.
You can't see the guy at all.
And you can't see the guy at all from the beginning. You can like see that shadow. Like it's kind of like a lit up box, but it's like you can't really see. You just kind of see the shape of them. And then the first round is the screen goes up to their waist. So literally the female is looking at basically 6 wieners, flaccid wieners. Like that's the other thing too, is like I've talked about this before. There's nothing, sorry,
You're fine.
more gross than a flaccid wiener.
You're fine.
Especially like some of these wieners. And I feel bad because it's like I don't want to like body shame these people. But like it's a lot of flaccid wiener. Like I don't know if I've ever seen like that many flaccid wieners like in a row with that much foreskin, because they're European. Like most of them are from London, UK area. So almost all of them are uncircumcised. Like I think there's been like, I don't even know. I can't even remember. Like I don't even think there was like maybe 1 or 2, but most of them are uncircumcised. The it is it's a sight. It's something to see. Like I really like I forget that is such a UK thing. Like that is crazy. Like I feel like women from UK must come over here and are like, shit. But I wonder if that is like such a difference in like like feeling if you're like actually like intimate with someone with force. Like I don't think that matters, but it is just like very bizarre looking.
It's definitely different.
Do you ever miss your foreskin?
I do not remember it.
But like, do you ever like wish like, oh, I wonder what my wiener would look like with a little hat on it?
No,
No,
I'm good.
Yeah, it's bizarre. It's just funny how like that's such an American thing.
Mm-hmm.
Like all other countries, I feel like are
there were
right?
like playing sports and stuff, right? There were a couple guys that were like uncircumcised in my school, like
But did they get made
2
fun
or
of in the
3.
locker room?
Kind of, but it's the same way you as a sports team, you kind of make fun of each other for everything.
Yeah.
Like we used to pee on each other in the shower and
Yeah,
stuff.
that's so gross. It's
yeah,
disgusting.
if you don't close your eyes in the shower.
If you're uncircumcised though, like when you pee, like does it spray more?
No, because you can pull it back.
They gotta pull it back.
A little bit, yeah.
Oh my god.
Just a little bit, but yeah, they still can do all normal. They're normal people.
They're normal people. But anyways, if you can get past the foreskin of it all, there's so like the first round. So yeah, like they basically then they like eliminate someone based on their waist down, then it goes up to like their neck, and then they gotta eliminate someone based off like
the part that I think would be interesting, not that there's probably any major differences, but I've never really seen, a gay man or woman like go through that process. I'm
yeah.
probably more familiar with how heterosexuals might make choices.
Yeah.
It'd be interesting to see. I'm sure it's super similar, but there's got to be some little like differences that I'm not thinking.
Yeah.
That'd be
No,
interesting.
it's fascinating. And then of course, it's like then at the end, like she gets naked, and then they're all naked, and then she like chooses one guy based off like then the screen's all the way up and she gets to look at the whole body, and then she gets to
So if you're
choose
looking for some nudity in a dating show, there you
and
go.
yeah, it's unbelievable. I can't believe that these people sign up for this show.
I recommend watching it naked.
Yeah, watching it again.
You'll
And I
feel
did
more
show
at
it to
home.
James, but he wasn't particularly interested.
Am I particularly interested in any of the dating shows?
Yeah, well, that's true. But I mean, it's worth the watch. So HBO Max, Naked Attraction, check it out. Or just like, if you have a friend that comes over and you just want to really like shock them, put it on.
Oh yeah,
Like
throw
it's a
that.
good like
Oh,
shocking
oh, that
show.
would be great to not set. That's a great
Yeah,
idea,
like
actually,
don't say anything,
baby.
be like, There's this new dating show," and then just put it on and
You've got to
just
check this out and just see how they react.
and like apparently too, like because it's been on now for so long, like I think there's like 7 or 8 seasons of this show.
That I would have had no. I figured it was brand new, like
Literally,
maybe over COVID, just because COVID
no,
was so weird. I'm
no,
like, maybe they threw this together over COVID.
no. So apparently, like, they're like trying to obviously like where do you go from there? Like it's like
You
how do you
can't be
keep the
more
getting the
naked.
show interesting, when it's like you're putting literally it all out there.
I think
So
nudity keeps it interesting enough, probably.
but they've done like older episodes, like there's been a woman who's come on who's like 60, and then there's like older contestants, which it's like I don't know how many 60-year-old flaccid foreskin wieners I want to see, but um and there's just like there's you know like apparently like a famous, like we don't know her, but like, she's like a famous, like almost like kind of like their version of like a Food Network chef that goes
Oh,
on, and
really?
yeah,
Oh, like
it's
a celebrity like that would be funny to have
yeah,
on. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
yeah. So anyways, what a watch. We also have been watching lots of scary movies.
It's scary movie season.
But like I haven't really found one that I've been like, yeah, you guys should watch this.
It's been a little while since we've seen one that like The Witch was maybe the last one where
Oh
I'm
yeah, that
like,
one was really
people
good.
could watch that. That was good.
Yeah, we watched It Follows last night,
Hmm.
and it was okay. I know you fell asleep, but
I was tired.
yeah,
I'd have fallen asleep
but
during anything.
it was okay. It was interesting. It was different, but it just like again was kind of like
I do love a good low budget horror movie,
yeah,
and that one was super low budget.
yeah.
Can I tell you my favorite part about it?
What was your favorite
The
part about it?
genius of the writing and reusing characters. Now,
Yeah.
I'm going to give away some of the story to the listeners.
Okay.
Is that okay?
Yes.
All right.
Yeah. Just don't give
If
away
you
the
want to,
end.
if you're dying to see It Follows, which I don't know if you need to be dying to see it, it was good. I love that it was
It
lower
supposedly
budget.
was listed like one of the top 10 scary movies, like scariest movies to watch.
I love that the bad entity or the bad guy will just
Mm-hmm.
say every movie has the antagonist, right?
Right.
So the bad entity, because it's not a person, is played by the other actors, because when you get the
Right.
synopsis of what's going on from one of the characters, he's revealing to a girl who is now going to be stalked by this entity. It gets passed along by
Yeah.
having sex with someone.
Yeah.
So, of course, scary movie rules in scary movies based on Scream don't have sex. In this
Yep.
one, if you have sex, you get followed by an entity. And then he tells her it could look like people or other things.
Yep.
The genius of Hollywood. One simple line, and then they just
And
recycle all the other
reuse the
characters and the
actors. Yeah.
actors and just have them be the bad entity for a while.
Yeah.
I thought that was genius writing.
Yeah, it was interesting. Yeah, it was this idea of like you're being stalked by like a
By an entity or
like a
something.
demonic
Yeah.
entity, and it gets passed on, yeah, by like having sex with someone, which is
Classic
just
old school like horror movie stuff.
yeah, yeah. But I was just surprised that that was listed as like so many people had recommended, like that was
Did you get
thought it was scary.
scared and stuff a
Well, it
little
did have
bit?
some good like jump scare moments,
Yeah.
which I do love a good jump scare movie.
Hell yeah, you gotta have good jump scares.
But it really wasn't like, you know, I don't know. It wasn't like super scary. I don't know. Would I see it again? Probably not. But if you like a good little jump scare movie, it wasn't super graphic, which was
That's a
good.
good thing.
Like because I just like hate sometimes some of the like super graphic movies, but um, a little bit of suspense. But the ending was weird. I know you didn't watch it, but the
It
ending
tells
was
a
kind
good
of weird.
story. I thought it was.
Yeah, it was
Yeah, I
just
fell
interesting.
asleep.
It was like not a lot of
Again, I was super tired. Unless it was
STDs with a
sports or
ghost. Yeah.
this was sports or Star Wars, I'm probably falling asleep.
Yeah, exactly. Anyways, now that that's over, we now have come.
We don't have any other scary movies to share with people yet.
I couldn't think of anything else that like
No. Rewatch some old ones.
Conjuring, which is just such a classic if you haven't seen Conjuring. What was the other one we had watched the other day? There was another couple ones that just, if I like can't think of them or like remember
Barbarian.
them. Barbarian. Yeah, and that was also something that everyone was like, it's so good, it's so good. It was okay. What'd you
It was
think?
worth a watch.
It was worth the watch. It wasn't like super, super scary though. And it was also very interesting premise.
Yeah.
But again, that was another one that so many people had said that was one of their favorites. And
That one I won't give anything away on. I liked Barbarian a little better than It
yeah,
Follows.
Barbarian, definitely. Thank you. I was gonna say there was another one that like I thought I would have normally recommended. Um, it's a good watch.
Yeah.
It's worth, yeah, and I probably would watch that one again. It wasn't
And please
top 5, but
don't take like our nonchalant attitude towards it. Like watch it because you might
yeah,
really love it. Yeah.
yeah, and that's one that like when I had asked for scary movie recommendations, literally that was like one of the top movie
Yeah.
recommendations was that movie. So, anyways, okay, I think that's most of the scary movies. If there's any others as we come to the close of October, I will let you know. We will let you know. And it's that time for secret, 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 secret.
How do you remember all the songs?
So hard. So many lyrics. So
You
many
nail it.
lyrics.
Nailed it.
Um, it's that time where we get to listen to some of your weird secrets, weird stories, anything
Oh
that's
yeah.
weird.
Love this
We're
stuff.
into it. If you want to leave us a weird secret, you can call into
Speak pipe.
that's speakpipe.com/weird
Yeah,
and
speak
proud
pipe.
pod. What?
I'm just kind of doing romantic overtones in the
Oh,
background.
lovely. Love that.
Yeah.
Speakpipe.
She doesn't like it very much.
What is happening over there? Also, if you're watching on YouTube, there is an adorable dog.
Prue is passed out on my
She's
lap.
passed out on James's lap and she has tongue out and everything. It's the freaking cutest thing. Um, we have some great secrets and I don't even know where to start. I was like, I'm excited for a lot of these, but here is the first secret. You ready, James?
Ready.
Oh wait, hold on. Here we go.
Hey, Sam and James. I just listened to your episode about super volcanoes, and you're in luck because I actually have a degree in geology, and I got that degree in Colorado, which is very close to Wyoming, which is where Yellowstone is. And one night we were on a field trip and we were staying at a remote cabin in the middle of nowhere, Colorado. And our professor decided that we should watch a movie from Discovery Channel called Super Volcano. Yes, there is a movie, indeed, about the Yellowstone volcano. It is not as short as you would think it would be. It's bonkers. People outdrive the volcano in National Park Service trucks, because obviously. But anyways, it insinuates that everyone in Colorado and Wyoming is just like dead, but that other people have days to survive. At some point, they're like walking for life. I don't even remember because they're like covered in ash. It's a whole thing. But, anyways, my family lives in Texas, and I could not sleep that night because I was so scared that the volcano was going to go off and that I was going to die and I was never going to see my family or my animals ever again. It was terrifying. But yeah, we're fucked if the Yellowstone volcano erupts.
Yeah,
She's spot on. The super volcanoes are genuinely terrifying.
yeah.
That's why I'm not scared of aliens and ghosts and those things because super volcanoes
At some point, a super volcano
are
is gonna
way
go
more
off.
terrifying than any of that stuff.
Yeah, but the thing is again, like I don't even think from my very deep research on super volcanoes,
Everyone listen up.
it doesn't seem like it's gonna happen anytime soon, right?
My pimple theory.
What? What do you mean the pimple theory?
Polar ice caps melt, too much pressure on the
Oh,
volcanic
volcanic.
lava below, right? Boom, bursts like a pimple.
Well, I don't know. I think we still got. I don't think in our lifetime.
Between 100,000 to 1,000,000 years is the estimated time from what I've
Okay,
heard.
so we're good for a while,
But they could be wrong.
but they could be wrong.
That's just 1 0 between the two. It's 6 zeros,
Right.
7 zeros. That's it. They miss a
Yeah.
decimal point, different.
James. No, I love that you're a geologist and I love that you studied that.
Oh,
So
that's so awesome.
if you, I mean, you tell us, when is the super volcano exploding? Like, we don't have to worry about it. I'm pretty sure, yeah, in our lifetime, for a couple lifetimes, we're good.
Can you also call in to validate the line that I'm trying to think of? It's a line of probably what was ash left over from a meteor collision 650 million years ago that killed the dinosaurs. I can't remember the name of it. She'll know it.
What?
I was talking about it in one of the other episodes. Did you tune
Oh.
out when I talked about
No,
science
but I'm
again?
like, what? You don't
Yeah,
remember
there's a
the
layer
name?
of ash. I can't remember
There's
the
this.
name of it for the life of me. And I know I could Google it, but
Oh
I'd
my
rather have someone call
god.
in.
Anyways, thank you so much, geologist, for calling in and confirming all of James's fears. James, yeah, is not scared of aliens or ghosts, but he is scared of super
Hands
volcanoes.
down.
So there's that. All right, James, are you ready for the next
Can't wait.
secret? Here we go.
Hi, I'm going to try to be as quick as I can. I used to be a sex ed teacher, and I taught 7th grade sex ed during COVID, and we were on Zoom. And during one of our classes, a male student pulls down his pants and starts masturbating. And once he's done, he stands up, camera on, and wipes his little 7th grade penis off for everyone to see. I freak out, turn off the meeting, and contact my boss, who was a woman, and her response was to laugh. And so when I told the parents didn't believe me and thought I was lying, so I sent them a recording of our meeting, like, here, watch your little kid jerk off in your kitchen using one of your dish towels to wipe himself off after. I ended up leaving that job because the kid wasn't expelled because his parents donated too much money to the school. So I switched districts and just taught 5th grade English. But one of my students brought me her sex ed homework from a different teacher, and one of the questions was to interview another teacher about their first period. And I was like, this is wild. We're asking kids to interview people about their period. So I had a circle of 5th graders listening about how I had my first period in the middle of a snowstorm in Omaha, Nebraska, and had to walk to a truck stop to get pads. Also, as quick as I can, my classroom is haunted. One time this kid was sitting there and he was like, this.
Oh no, it ended before your classroom was haunted. Wow, that was a voicemail
We are
full of
blessed
amazing
with
things.
some great topical listeners. Like, bring up a subject here. Here's somebody that has done that and an expert in it.
Oh,
Wow.
my jaw was dropped the entire time listening to that voicemail.
The first thing I was thinking about with the little boy masturbating was what was going wrong, like what's going on in his life that
Well, he probably just didn't know. He's also 7th grade. Like, it's a lot of like sexual things you're talking about. Like, he probably just got excited and he didn't know.
then he did that and showed it on camera. He did that on purpose.
I know.
So
but still,
rich
I know.
parents obviously donating a lot of money to a school.
Who knows?
Some kind of little rebellion, like testing the water.
Oh
There's
my
turmoil
god, I
at
would never recover from that.
There's turmoil at home in that
There's
one.
turmoil at home.
It's a super volcano waiting to explode.
No, that is so disturbing. Also,
That's
the
wild.
homework of asking someone about their period.
What kind of research projects do we have 5th graders doing?
That is insane. Like, or like, maybe like go talk to your mother about it.
Yeah, go ask your
or like
mom.
female guardian, but like just like go ask a random woman about their period.
Go up to someone on the street and ask them about their period.
That's insane. Thank you so much for that voicemail. I also am curious about your haunted classroom. So please call back in and tell us about your haunted classroom.
How did I miss a haunted classroom?
What?
I missed the haunted classroom.
Because it cut off at the end. She was like, oh, and also I had a haunted classroom.
Oh my God, you need to call and finish this.
I think that's what you said. Unless I'm insane.
Or you wanted to hear that.
Maybe I wanted to hear if there's a haunted classroom.
I was so inundated by the stories, I might have missed it. So I am not here to say whether she said that or not.
Yeah, I swear on my life.
She's listening.
She said
She'll
something
know.
about a haunted
and if
classroom.
you didn't, if anyone does have a haunted classroom, call on in.
Yeah, let us know. But that was an amazing voicemail. Yeah, if you have any Any like teacher stories? I love like kids being. I mean, I don't want to think about.
Oh, if we any geologists or science specialists out there, please
Or
keep calling in.
yeah, of course, science specialist. Okay. All right. Are you ready, James, for the
Prepared.
last? Here we go.
Hello, Sam and James. I just wanted to say real quickly that I love your podcast. I just started watching it a couple weeks ago, and it's the best thing ever. I'm a nursing student, so when I wake up and listen to your podcast every morning, it just takes the stress away. So, yeah. Anyways, my story is I'm sharing it because I'm just curious if this happens to anyone else. But so like last week I was walking my dog and I sometimes I get head hair in my the JJ, and so while I was walking my dog I could just feel it, like I just know when it happens. And so I stop because I'm like, okay, this is just so uncomfortable. And so I'm like looking around just to make sure no one's looking. And so I like, you know, to put my hand down there and grab it out. And then I look up and there's this guy just walking his dog. And I was like, shit. And so, anyways, it happened also like it's happened at clinicals. I'm like about to go and like see a patient. And I'm like, fuck, there it is again. So curious if this happens to anyone else, but yeah, please upload more than one podcast a week. I love it, love it, love it. You are keeping me sane. Thank you, and bye.
I was cracking up at this. First of all, another nurse.
Thank you for being.
We
We love
feel
our
we
nurses. All of you out there that are
love
nurses,
nurses.
love the nurses.
And loved your note and your message. Thank you so much for your kind words. We love you guys so much and are so grateful for the support. But the whole pet hair thing. Do we know a thing about pet hair? Well, first of all, too, like what kind of dog do you have? Like, is it long enough? Like, I feel like really the only hair that really will like make me so distracted that I need to do something about it is my own hair. And when it gets in your butt crack, that is like a disturbance. Like I can definitely feel for sure like I have to like like pick it out and like do something about it. But I mean, I get pet hair. I mean, obviously we have 4 cats and a dog and this little beast over here. And there's a lot of fur in all the holes.
Always.
All like it doesn't matter even if like the cats or dog like aren't around. If we're cooking food outside, there'll still be hair in our food.
If you've got tea or coffee, especially a
Oh
hot
my
beverage,
god.
it's like an attractant for animal hair. You're
Yeah.
gonna drink some.
So we are very familiar with that. Do you feel like you ever get any hair in your butthole?
Well, one, not having of a JJ, I was like, oh,
Well, of
interesting.
course.
Never thought about that problem before. Like
Yeah.
that. Two, I have, not in a bad way, because I don't mind doing it, but between the pets and you, I occasionally have to unclog some drains on a regular basis. So I can
Yeah.
imagine your hair gets to be that could be difficult.
Yeah.
You've
Well,
got such long, beautiful hair that's thick. It's great, but it can probably if you got that in a butt crack, it's gonna
you can feel it.
yeah. But that
You can feel it.
has a little tingle.
Yeah, it definitely does. And yeah, it's more just the hair is everywhere. But I guess our, like Prue is really, really short hair. The cats have short hair. So it's not like it's long enough that like, or like coarse enough that I would really
Cause a lot.
that it would
Yeah,
cause damage or cause
I
like
can't see our animals having much of
yeah,
that.
unless I don't know. Like and, like it definitely gets everywhere, but like I haven't really like had it like I don't know if I could feel it like in my vajayjay. you know? I'm trying to think. Now I'm gonna like think about it though. I'll be thinking. But let us know. Do you feel like your pet hair gets in your vajayjay? And what do you do about it? But that was weird, and I appreciate that, and we love you, and thank you for the support.
That's definitely a weird problem.
That was a weird problem.
That falls under weird.
That falls under the weird category. If you have anything weird that you do, a weird secret, if you have a weird job, something that happens to you at your job that's weird, call us in too.
Speak pipe.
Whoa.
My voice is way off. That was all over the place.
speakpipe.com, speakpipe.com/weird and proud pod. I'll put it in the descriptions. You can just copy paste, but it's an anonymous little voicemail website. You click the button, record into your phone, sends it off to us anonymously, and we love them and appreciate them so much. Also, before we go, reminder: New York City was amazing last week. The show that we had
So much fun. You
in
killed
stand up,
it.
it was.
You killed it. You got some. She put some new material in.
I have a
It
bunch
went
of new
really well.
stuff that I'm doing. So even if you've like seen the show like a year or two ago, like even a year ago, it's so much different. It's a lot of new stuff, a lot of tightening of stuff and improving of stuff. Some new songs, some new surprises for you. So we're going to be in the Midwest this week. We're going to Chicago on this Wednesday on the 18th, and we're going to be in Chicago Thursday night to do a show at the Comedy Bar. And then we also are going to Dubuque, Iowa, which again is kind of a nice little central part of the Midwest. So if you're in Minneapolis or Wisconsin and you have a free weekend, we'll be there Friday and Saturday night again at the Comedy Bar in Dubuque. And tickets for all these shows are at samantharamsdell.com/events. So we can't wait to see you guys. And then we're headed off. We're going to go to Wisconsin for a couple days to see James' family. Unfortunately, we don't have
Yay.
a show just because his family is in a very small town. Like, really, we're kind of in the middle of nowhere a little bit.
Yep.
So, but we're going to go hang out with his fam, have some cheese curds.
Lots of curds.
And then we'll be back the week after. So, obviously make sure you're following on Instagrams to see all the adventures, but we love you guys so much. We can't wait to see and meet some of you guys, and we'll see you next weekend weird. We'll see you next week, but stay weird.
You're just the
is what I
best
meant to
weirdos
say.
ever.
Yes, we love you so much. Thank you, weirdos.
Love you, weirdos.
Bye.